What's fun is I've heard that countdown on the recordings before.
Yeah, I know, right? It doesn't make sense.
It don't make no sense.
I just think he's lying to us.
It's possible.
Why the fuck lying?
Dane Cook became famous, and we all share that responsibility.
I feel like we've talked about this.
I don't. I have never seen or done any interactions with Dane Cook.
I have also never had any interactions with Dane Cook.
So,
did you ever think he
really
was funny at any point in your life?
I've talked about him, which I think is bad enough, because then other people are like, you inform other people about who Dane Cook is.
I was just gonna say, what does he do?
He was a comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
Oh,
Air
see,
quotes.
I thought he was a magician.
No, you're thinking
of comedy.
Whose mic is that? I remember like laughing at him because other people were laughing at him.
Like son of Fritz.
No.
It's really loud and annoying.
Oh no.
It's getting worse.
That was awful.
All right, let's give a quick rundown on Dane Cook for the Wikipedia article.
Yeah, he was a comedian.
Yes. He is a comedian. He was an employee of the month. Oh, I know who he is.
Is it all coming back now?
Yeah, because I've seen employee of the month. Okay. He's a silly guy. He's like exactly what you'd expect from somebody named Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's a white dude who tries to be all tough, but he's a little gooey on the side, you know? Like, he gives you a little extra,
a little friendly goo, yeah.
But I did not know who he was. And now I am actually partially responsible for his success because I unfortunately saw Employee of the Month.
It all winds back.
But, I mean, everyone's got their origin story, you know?
Yeah.
Like, take the Kardashians.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson's fault.
He was the catalyst for all of our problems.
And I can tell you why.
Please continue.
What I meant to say instead of O.J. Simpson was actually the Buffalo Bills. So back in the 70s, I think.
Yeah, please.
The Buffalo Bills were pretty bad.
Only then, huh?
Let me get the chain of events.
Yeah, please refer to your board of strings.
The Buffalo Bills were pretty bad, okay?
All right.
And
like what? Yesterday? This year?
No, I'm gonna tell you from the source of all knowledge, Reddit.com.
Of course.
So the Bills in 1970 barely lost a game by one touchdown. It was a bad pass, right?
Sure.
But because they lost that game, they got the first overall pick in next year's draft, and they picked O.J. Simpson with that.
Mm-hmm.
While O.J. Simpson was in Buffalo, he met his wife. Yeah, the one. Right?
Mm.
And then, once he did, that allegedly did that, which he totally did that.
Nah, he wrote a book called If I Did It, so he clearly didn't.
One of his lawyers is Robert Kardashian.
Yeah.
So basically, if the 1970 Buffalo Bills had won that game, they wouldn't have had the first overall pick. OJ never would have met Nicole. And then he never would have allegedly killed her, preventing the entire Kardashian family from ever being even a sliver of a subject in modern culture. Yeah, but no, that was not my original words. I stole that, again, from the source of all knowledge.
Reddit.com. Yeah, but what about the documentary with Ray J?
Yeah, that's in this as well, but I didn't bring it up because...
The documentary.
Well, I'm just... Listen, I'm a man of cinema, and that was a work of art.
It was certainly a work of something.
But yeah, the Buffalo Bills. Well,
So what you're saying is
it's like a 6 degrees of separation, right?
the Buffalo Bills caused Dane Cook. Gotcha.
The Buffalo Bills actually caused Dane Cook's career to take off. Did you ever play the 6 degrees of separation?
No. Wait, maybe. Is that the Wikipedia game or?
Oh, yeah, but people do it. You can do it with like celebrities.
Gotcha.
And I think the one people do a lot is Kevin Bacon.
He's the source of everything.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. It's not exploding anymore?
No.
I have no idea what the fuck's going on, not gonna lie.
It was big explode, but it's okay now, so just don't worry about it. I think people do Jim Carrey a lot.
I was already telling you to stop telling the OJ story before you got to OJ Simpson. As soon as you said Kim Kardashian, I'm like, we're gonna be talking about OJ here, aren't we? And then immediately you said OJ Simpson. I'm like, fuck.
Well, maybe you should get a better mic.
Yeah.
Well, maybe shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
I think it's time to retire the Yeti because she kind of sucks. Not gonna lie.
I was just thinking of upgrading to a Yeti. Shit.
I know somebody who's looking to sell. It's only got minor problems.
You guys just saw an entire internet transaction happen.
Yeah.
Cool. All while looking at the sunset.
Wow.
Oh, I'm not even looking at it.
That certainly is a sunset, alright.
So
Look at it go.
today I went to my local Bitey Baco. Don't want to give any names away.
Yeah, you don't want to dox yourself.
And I took off the front 2 panels of my Jeep Wrangler. Yes, I drive a Jeep Wrangler. I know, very impressive. But I went and I was like, I could just like sit on the roof of this bad boy, couldn't I? So I parked, pulled over right next to my local Bitey Baco. Again, don't want to dox myself or anything. And I put my food on the roof, and I hopped on up there, and I sat on the roof of my car and ate food.
And what food was that again?
That was my big discovery for today. That's what I did all day. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go sit on the roof of my car everywhere.
Like
You're
an
lying because you
American.
didn't say Far Cry, or you didn't say Far Cry 5.
I did that in real life. I didn't even need a video game to do that.
Whoa.
You liberated a town in Montana?
Yeah.
No, I sat on a car. But it was a tall
I mean, it's
car,
basically the same
and
thing.
part of the roof was missing.
Pito's sniffing the mic, so I apologize if it's getting... I'm on the floor, yes. In case you're wondering.
I wasn't, but now I have more questions. Like,
Oh, see,
why?
severe spinal issues and then driving in a car for 2 hours.
Did you climb another tree?
Oh, yeah. What's that? Oh, Ellie?
Yeah, how's she doing?
I love Ellie. Ripley was there too, and they were having... And Ripley's 95 pounds of love. Yeah, it was fun. Ripley's bumping, like, just touches a table, and the table fucking flies. It's amazing.
No, I love how dogs don't know that, like, like, they don't know their own strength until they get in that situation where they're like, okay, maybe I'm too strong.
The other thing I like about dogs is that they think if their nose can fit into something, the rest of their body can't.
Their whole body is the size of their nose.
And Ripley's 95 fucking pounds, so she's sitting there trying to, like, get through fence posts because the tip of her nose can get through there, and her head is massive, so, like, it stops immediately. Like, nothing gets by, but she's, like, confused. It's pretty great.
That's adorable.
Yeah, my friends have a couple. They got puppies pretty much at the same time. I think it was like a month apart. One of them is like a King Charles Golden Spaniel thing, and then the other one's like a German Shepherd, Aussie Shepherd, Golden Retriever Husky mix. So obviously they're two drastically different sized dogs, and they always play together now. But the German Shepherd's getting way bigger, and so he just runs through the other dog. And it's so funny, and I feel so bad because they're just playing, but it's like he doesn't know how huge he's gonna be, and he just tramples through everything. It's so funny. I love it. I wish cats got that big, because cats would be awesome that size.
I do not wish cats
Well,
got
like,
that. Well,
no,
they do.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. Okay, so they do get that big.
They come
I
in
want
like
domestic.
striped form.
I want like a 50-pound domestic cat.
I do not.
As an owner of a cat, you do not want a 50-pound cat.
No, but I
Dude,
do.
if that thing
I
has
want like
claws, you're gonna die.
Clifford the Big Red Cat.
The most
That's
passive
what-
aggressive asshole.
And
It
he lives
doesn't
in my
work with
backyard.
the reason cats aren't domestic, they literally aren't. Like, all cats are like the same. They have the same mentality. The only reason cats don't attack you more is because
You're
they
bigger.
can't. You're bigger than them, and they're actually afraid to. If they were your size, they would fucking hunt you.
I don't know. I think dogs thought that way for a while too. So we could probably
Yeah,
just
We're not that
cats.
far along with cats yet.
What if we were though?
We didn't make it that far in the process. You guys ever see that meme where it's
People
like
raise like tigers and stuff. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
not,
know.
and they usually
It's
die
not-
by the tigers.
yeah, it's still dangerous. It's not like
name
I'm gonna go.
one famous person that's gotten attacked by a tiger.
Well, Carol Baskin's
You can't.
husband, but I mean, you
Daniel
know.
Tosh in that,
I was
in
looking
that
for
episode.
I was looking for Roy from Siegfried and Roy, but go ahead. Carol Baskins, I guess, suffices too.
You guys ever see that? It was just a tweet, and it's like, God, he's like, you can, we're gonna make all these animals, and some of them you can pet, and some of them you can't. Go figure it out. And they're like, we started with wolves, and he's like, oh, bad choice. How'd that go? He goes, surprisingly well.
I think that's hilarious. I think I've seen that, but it's hilarious how many animals we just like.
Yeah, I like
Like,
this.
hey,
This is mine now.
We're in charge of you now. You're mine. And
There's
it's like,
also
oh well, I was actually gonna eat you, so I'm glad you said that.
one of my other favorite like meme templates is when somebody's like, wolf's like, yeah, I'll take some free meat from the human. What could be so wrong? And then it just shows a picture of a pug.
Or a chihuahua or something.
Yeah.
It's like, how did they get pugs? How did the Chinese get pugs?
They took the worst of all the wolves, and I mean the worst.
Like, do you think they just collectively gathered all of the runts of litters of wolves?
They
and
just
then
grabbed
made
every
them
single one that
runts?
was asthmatic and made them breed.
all the
And
ones
then
with
like
three
the
legs.
like the wolves just started getting really really small, and then they're like, yeah, 15 pounds is a good size for this wolf. Let's push his nose in now.
Now let's make it so they can't breathe properly.
Like, I'm curious how we got to that point. Like, I can see the progression from like Malamute and Husky
Right.
to a wolf, because they're very similar dogs. They're like, even
Huskies
like
didn't even make it that far.
No,
are probably like an eighth
Huskies aren't
generation.
even. Yeah, I don't think they're even the closest. I don't think they're the closest ancestor to wolves. I
Really?
think there's another breed that.
It's
doesn't even
actually the
look like
pug. Who knew?
wolf. It's not a guarantee.
Pug was on the first
Uh,
try.
Yes. We just kind of found out in the forest and like, yeah, all right. That'll do.
Pugs just were naturally there.
We felt
In the
bad for
beginning.
them.
They're
And
just
on
like,
the first day, God invented pug.
and he put them all in China.
Then the sun.
That was a redacted part of the Old Testament.
That's part of that deep sea scroll shit that I wrote. Not everybody talks about.
So they found the 4 dogs that are closest to the wolf were the Chow Chow, which I don't know what that is.
Oh, I know that one.
Like a chow mein, and then there's an Akita, which I can get that. Akitas are pretty cool, and then Alaskan Malamutes, which are just fat huskies, and then also Shiba Inus.
I love Shiba
Okay.
Inus.
I say that one for
calling
last because I knew
bullshit
that
on
was
Shiba Inus.
They're weeb
I don't
dogs.
know,
I
man,
love
I
them.
can see it. I can see it. Oh,
can't.
this is ankle.
What about
I mean, like the
Tibetan
face, like-
Mastiffs? I would buy Tibetan Mastiffs.
That is just a Pokemon.
You're right, it is a Pokemon. Yeah, they're huge.
Well, there's also Tibetan Mastiff, and then Tibetan Wolves, and then apparently there's also Tibetan Mastiff Wolves.
Excuse you?
You're
I don't
excused.
know. I just Google
Wait.
searched it.
Here's a
Hello.
Tibetan Mastiff.
Tibetan Mastiff versus Wolf. Wow, that's exciting.
Dude, I'm taking a Mastiff.
Dude, it's so big.
That's just a big old teddy bear. I love him. I want to hug him.
That's
How
like
do
a
you-
500-pound dog. It's like a lion.
I want to hug him.
This one's,
He looks so soft.
oh my god.
Wait, have we talked about Pizzly bears here on this channel?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Okay. Okay, we haven't. Perfect.
Grizzly bear. Yeah, we
Okay.
have. It was like the
Tyler-
first episode, I think. We
Tyler
talked
doesn't
about.
remember.
I have a shit memory, so I mean, you know.
Oh,
I feel it's worth going over again.
How do you spell it?
Pizzly, Pizzly.
it's like grizzly.
Oh.
With a P.
Oh. Yeah, I do remember this
no,
now.
yeah.
I just,
Yeah,
I don't
go
think we called it something else.
We called it a polizzle.
It's,
Because I was like, I went through the names: Growler Bear, Polar Grizz, Polizzle.
well, they're listed. Like if you go to the Wikipedia page, they're like all the names.
That's
like
what
that
I'm
are
reading
listed.
Yes.
right now. Nenuluk. Maybe that's where Nanook came from. Nenuluk.
But no, yeah.
Nenuluk.
Those are ridiculously dangerous because they have the aggressiveness of grizzly bears and the carnivorous nature of polar bears.
Cool.
So like they don't eat
They just
berries;
eat
they
everything.
only eat people. I guess they're becoming, or there's a fear that they're going to become more common because polar bears are moving further south.
Because there's no
and,
more ice, right?
Yeah, because something about the world ending. But
Yeah, it's whatever.
yeah, they're moving further south, and like there's more interaction between polar and grizzly bears. And apparently some of them can reproduce.
Yep.
Like,
Because they're very similar species-wise.
Do you
yeah,
think,
that's
so do polar bears need the cold to survive? Like,
That's
will
just
they
where they
die
get all
if they
their-
get too hot?
It's just where they get all their food from, I think.
yeah. I don't think
Like seals
and
they,
shit.
I mean, they live in zoos. I mean,
Oh, that's fair. So like, they could just move up to. I mean, that's a long swim. Maybe we take the polar bears and get them off that rock before they start drowning. You know.
let's bring them to Australia. They could use some more danger.
But do we want the polar bears
But I
to
like they
adapt
could.
to Australia and get like
That might
poisonous
be
or
pretty
something?
Cool, actually, I
Hey,
kinda
I don't
like
live
that
there.
idea.
Not my problem.
Yeah, you know what? You raise a good point.
Maybe they could take care of the cane toad problem.
Oh, they have a problem?
You know
We-
about the cane toad problem in
I
Australia?
have no idea.
Yeah, some like tourists brought a cane
There's-
toad and then it exploded population-wise.
No, so they
Isn't that,
had
like,
a
really legal.
Yes.
no. So they had they grow a lot of sugar cane in Australia,
Oh,
and
right.
they had a big like locust problem, I think. And basically they brought in these toads from South America, I believe,
to eat the
to-
locusts.
to stop like they like ate the bugs and saved the sugar cane because they didn't eat the sugar cane, but then they just started mass populating, and now there's like 20 million of them, and it's
That
they're
has
like
that's happened so many times in history. It's
oh
ridiculous.
sorry 200 million is what I meant
Oh.
to say.
Yeah,
That's a handful.
forgot a
but
zero. It
I
happens
guess-
to most of us.
But there's like videos of people running over cane toads because they're just like they're all over the roads and everything, like they're just everywhere.
It's like driving in Australia now is like bubble wrap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
but
a
these
really-
toads are huge. Like, they're not a small frog
yeah, they're
thing.
like full size
Big
toads.
bubble wrap. That happened so many times in history. Like when they moved to, or when the Europeans started like, destroying Africa,
Mhm.
they brought rabbits with them because they're like, oh, we could use something to eat. We don't know what's here. And then, rabbits, I think fuck like rabbits is the literal term for it.
Oh, so that's where that
Uh,
comes from. Okay.
Yeah. They explode. And
Oh.
that's what happened. And then there were rabbits everywhere in Africa for a while.
Yeah.
And that with plants and stuff like that. I don't know. People should stop moving stuff.
Mosquitoes are a big one.
I think we should just stop all mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Just stop them.
Yeah, stop them.
Can we just...
Just say go away.
Hey, Twitter, can we cancel mosquitoes, please?
Who says hey Twitter? Do you have a do you have an AI on your phone that's called Twitter?
Do you not?
Twitter
Hey,
said yes.
Instagram, post that picture.
Twitter, do your
Sorry,
thing.
you cannot do that right now.
Twitter said no.
Oh, okay.
So there's been some
I'll try again tomorrow.
games that have come out recently, huh?
There
Some
have
what?
been.
Some games that have kind of gained some popularity.
Um,
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Fall Guys.
okay, Fall Guys is awesome.
Oh, do you have it?
Played it?
No, but I've watched lots of people play it.
It looks difficult.
I've been meaning to pick it
it's,
up.
it's annoying because other players, like in any game, there's that one asshole who doesn't care about winning and just tanks it for everybody around him. So
Yeah.
like, you're trying to do a race and somebody will just tackle you and grab you, and like then you just, it's over. Yeah, I mean you're fucked. Like that's literally it. And then you have to start a new game. It's like in Fortnite, if you could just turn to the guy beside you and shoot him in the head and then move on. Like
That's
kinda
really
the
funny
equivalent.
you say that because there are some battle royale games that you can do that, like to your own teammates and stuff.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Except it's like a battle royale where everyone's around you and you can hurt all of them if you wanted to.
which is really funny. But that's gained a lot of popularity.
I'm gonna
don't
buy it
know.
on Steam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't know if I want to. Like, it seems really hard to play on a keyboard and mouse.
You can plug it in a controller. It's fine.
And then I also don't know if I'm gonna like it. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna get irrationally mad at it, but
You
then I'm
will.
also gonna get like addicted to it. I think
Happens to the
I'm gonna
best
be
of us.
like, well, I don't like losing this, so I'm gonna play it a lot and get really good at it, so I can
No,
start winning.
That's the beauty of the game. There is no good at it.
That's
there
how I
is-
fell into a pit with Fortnite. I was like, oh, I don't like Fortnite, and then I played it, and I was like, well, I can see myself getting good at this. So then I did, and then I played it way too much, and then I stopped because I
No.
was just like, this is no fun.
The difference is you can get good at Fortnite. Fall Guys, like you can learn the controls.
It's just
But
kind
once
of
you learn
random
the
chance.
controls, you just do. Yeah, it's like playing Wipeout essentially. Like you just stuff happens, and you better not be there when it does.
Yeah,
Like-
but you can learn like tactics and stuff though. You know, you don't. I mean, there's some skill involved.
Yeah.
A very small amount, like a
Oh,
splash
I don't
of
know.
skill.
I feel like you're underplaying all the guys who got all those people who got the round over the dubs. They don't have an epic
Excuse-
victory royale at the end like Fortnite or.
There's no chicken dinners involved here.
winner chicken dinner like PUBG.
That was
That's
a
what
game.
Fall Guys is missing. They really
Guys-
need a big swing at the end. It's like you are the best in this lobby.
You were the fall guy. I don't know.
You actually weren't the fall guy because
Oh.
everyone else fell except you. We pushed them. We pushed them out of this box. Did you see that box that they put you in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they like,
They all drop out.
they like poke you out. They're like, okay, bye.
I love the art style. It looks adorable. Which is
It's
which is why I want it.
it's very like it's like Human Fall Flat kind of, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
kind
kinda.
of cartoony.
I would
3D
pay
model.
money, and I mean lots of it, to watch Tom
Okay.
Tedesco play that game. Oh boy. Yeah, he's not here. He doesn't care. Watch him play that game.
That would be
he-
very funny. I can see
he's-
him getting real upset with that.
He can't platform, and that game's not easy to platform in. And he
You're
would
right.
literally, he would get wiped, like absolutely pumped by every obstacle that comes, and it would be amazing.
I don't think I've ever seen someone worse at a platformer than Tom. Like I don't.
He's good at it. He's good at video games. Like there's no doubt. Like we
Yeah.
all are at least good at, like at least okay at video games, except one. But he is
Oh, Terry.
he is so terrible at platforming. It's frustrating. Like it hurts to watch.
What was the one we made him play back in school all the time? That
Was it? It was N plus, was it? No, it wasn't. Never mind.
was Sonic the one? Was it like we had a platform in Sonic and we all sat there for like 2 hours watching him do a level because he just couldn't. He was like so bad at it. There was one game I remember we watched him play, but I don't know if it was Sonic because I wasn't there.
Was
for
it Kingdom
Sonic
Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts was a mess. I remember that, and it frustrated me. He was trying to beat Riku in the race to get the raft named, or to name the raft.
Any day now, I'll get to finish that race.
That draft.
So the thing is like, I did it. So you have to, in order to name the raft, you have to have more wins than Riku does in the race, and it's really hard because the bot is like almost optimized in the race.
Slash cheating.
And I beat it, but the thing is I could beat it like 3 out of 4 times, and we were so deep in the hole because Tom kept playing, and like it's not easy, but like it was so frustrating.
The
I'm
tap
sure he'll
craft.
figure it out someday, right?
No, I think he sees life through like a wide-eye fish lens. You know, like when everyone takes those GoPro videos through a fish lens to make things look more dangerous. I think that's just how he sees life.
He's got fish eyes.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm sure he'll be okay. He's made it this far, right? With all that stuff that's going on in his brain.
That kid drives cars every day. He just exchanges goods and services, and he's just among the general populace, and nobody does anything about it.
He
That kid
repeatedly
makes a
forgets
lot
to
of
take his
programming
medication.
Decisions for a very large bank. That could
Yes.
very, very mess up a lot of people's lives.
Nah, it's not my bank, so who cares? It's fine.
It's only our economy.
When has that ever meant anything for
Good
us,
point.
though?
Yeah, but the stock market looks great.
Cool.
I recently set up a 401k.
Cool.
It was the first time I became eligible for it because I had to work there for a year and do 1,000 hours of service, which I had about
Nice.
twice that.
Ah.
But it's a big deal. It's I'm kind of happy with it. So it's the road to $1 million starts now.
You
And
said
then
service. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail. If you want to keep going on this, this was
no,
going to
that
tangent.
was it. I was just gonna stop
Okay.
after say I was gonna make $1 million.
So service. Did you guys have to do service hours like for school? I know Mark, you did, but
Yeah.
Tyler,
What do you mean by that? Like community hours? Or?
service. Yeah.
No. We at my high school you didn't if you already had like a job, so they just counted that as community service.
That's
So,
fair, I guess.
and I was working at KFC at the time, so they just counted it somehow.
How much was it?
I can't remember actually.
Because I know in middle school we had 20. Like 20 was what we had to do.
Yeah.
And in high school it changed. Like you got, I forget if it went more or less as you went up and down.
Mine increased every year. I went from like 10 hours or something to like 15, and then I think I got 20, and then my senior year we had to do like 50 hours, and I was like,
That's
oh my god, this
ridiculous.
is gonna be the worst thing. It was like half my summer.
What did you do for him, by the way? I'm just curious.
So my freshman year, I actually had a pretty cool experience with it because I got to work with Hashtag Heroes,
Huh.
which Mike knows what that is, but for you,
Yeah,
Tyler, it's like it takes like people who don't have the opportunity to learn hockey, and it gives them like free ice time, and they can learn to skate and like learn to play hockey and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
cool.
I got to work with a lot of kids, and I love hockey. Obviously, it's like my
Weird.
life. So it was like I got to volunteer, and I just like skated around and like hung out with these really cool kids and like taught them to skate and stuff like that.
That's actually
So
dope. I didn't know that.
That's
that was
pretty
pretty
neat.
chill. And I think I came up 2 hours short with that because I did a couple of those.
Wait,
And I
before
came
we
up.
go on, can I segue to Saba because that aligns really well with what I
Yeah,
did.
go ahead. I'll circle back around.
My senior year when I had to do them, I did Saba, which is Skating Athletes Bold at Heart, and it's teaching mentally ill people or mentally disabled people, or physically, I suppose, to skate. And it was really cool because I only did it. It was 1 hour a week, so it was the most grueling way to do it.
You had
It was
to do
every
it
week,
piece by piece by piece.
and I had to drive probably, I don't know, 20 miles to the rink every day. It was in the north side of the city. I went to school in the south side of the city, so I had to skate there. But it was kind of cool. It was tough because my skater, he was super nice. He loved the Nashville Predators, who were really good at the time, and he not only was like mentally challenged, but he was blind also.
Oh.
So like, yeah, I know. So it was really difficult. So like they gave me like one of the more difficult like skaters to work with because he had more challenges to go through. But it was really cool. They did like a show at the end and everything. So that's what I did for all of my hours. It lined up like perfectly with the amount of hours I had to do. Me doing it like a week for X amount of weeks, and it was right at the Sabres Arena that we did the show. So it was pretty cool. And then I got Saba Volunteer of the Year. So that was a resume builder.
Nice. How does that work? Like being blind and skating? Like.
It's hard. So we went around the boards a lot. So he would lean on me, like I'd have his arm,
Sure.
and he would kind of just like walk with his skates because that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he was pretty good at it. He'd done it a year prior too, so he wasn't entirely new.
Okay.
So he could like kind of stand and hold the boards, and then every now and then we'd kind of drift from the boards and we'd just talk about stuff, mostly hockey. But yeah, it was cool. He was like, I can't imagine how difficult that must be, and I know his mom was his caretaker, so like that must have been really difficult too. But it was cool because he really really enjoyed it, and all he wanted to do was play hockey. Like that was like his #1 dream. It was super cool.
Huh.
Did you guys use like the walkers too?
Yeah, a lot of us did.
Because I know like when people are learning to play, like even like little kids, they all just say like use the walkers.
Yeah. No, we mostly stuck to the boards. But no, he was actually pretty good at it. And he super enjoyed it. I had to go away to college the next year, so I wasn't able to do it again. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was my segue.
What are you doing now?
Being a cripple.
How's
Oh,
that going for you?
That's fair.
Is someone teaching you how to skate, or?
Never mind.
I might need it, please. But
So what
anyway.
I was gonna say was,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, what's up, Puds? So when I did that hockey service, I came up,
Mhm.
I think, 2 hours short, and so I was scrambling. I put it off because that everyone procrastinates at some point in their life, and I was like, I just don't want to do this. And then I did the hockey stuff, and then I was like, all right, I just need 2 hours. Like I gotta find something to do. And so I was just struggling along, and I was like, it was like 2 days before the hours were due, and I was like, oh boy, I'm in real trouble if I don't get this done. So I found something. I don't know how I found it, but it was like volunteer work at the inaugural house of where Teddy Roosevelt was sworn in as president, because that's in downtown Buffalo, right near my school.
Oh, cool.
And so I found these service hours, and I called the people. I was like, hey, can I help you out for a couple hours? Like, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just let me help out. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So I went there after school. We had hockey practice and all this stuff, or hockey workouts or something. And so I fixed myself up at school, went to the volunteer work, and it was for it was a fundraiser for kids with incarcerated parents. And it was hosted by Miss America. And so I was like,
Miss America?
Yeah, the
Was
important...
Mr. America there too?
No, he was in the Avengers doing something.
Got it.
So I just walked around and I served like hors d'oeuvres to people the whole time, and everyone was super nice to me. I made a lot of it was weird, not friends, but I would walk around and people would be like, hey, what's going on? And then I have full conversations. It was honestly one of the coolest experiences I've ever had.
Huh, neat.
And it's so I got to talk to, I met Miss America and shook her hand and stuff, because photo ops, whatever. No, I was a little underage at that time, so I don't know if that would have been appropriate for Miss America.
Weak.
I was only a casual 14 years old or something like that, so.
I did a pancake breakfast once for the Lions Club, the local one, and dude, that was a mess. Because it was with a whole bunch. It was with a whole bunch of high schoolers, and I was in 7th or 8th grade at the time. And I had to do it for school service hours, and I was the only one doing the stuff because all the high schoolers, oddly enough, were more interested in each other because they sometimes had differing genitalia. So yeah, I know.
How
so they cared a lot more about using that opportunity. So I was fucking 7th or 8th grader, doing all this stuff, and people were getting mad at me because they weren't getting the stuff that they wanted. The food wasn't getting to them, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm in 7th grade. Please stop being mad at me.
What is a kitchen? I don't know how to cook.
I'm just a child.
And I gotta say, I've had an enormous amount of respect for waiters and waitresses since then, because that was fucking terrible.
It's
and my sister was there with me, and she was also one of the people not fucking helping me.
That makes sense though from some of the stories I've heard about you and your sisters when you were kids. That makes complete sense.
And the worst part is some of the people, all they had to do, they had the big trays, with the metal pans that you get at a hotel breakfast. You take the tray off. They had pancakes, sausages, and whatever else you eat for breakfast, hash browns. All they had to do was just, when I came with a plate, fill it with what the person asked for. I'll tell you, just give me the stuff. They weren't even doing that, so I had to take the tray off, grab the stuff, put it on the plate, and then also do that. And people were yelling at me, and this poor couple waited for 45 minutes for me to go put meat on a plate and walk back. And obviously people would stop you and stuff, you know. And that was the only waiter experience I've ever had, and it was terrible. I'll never do it again. I don't care how broke I am, I won't be a waiter.
I feel like everyone should have some sort of service job just for a couple of months just to understand.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think that
get rid of the Karens real quick.
Forget about countries having military service is mandatory. It's just do retail for a month or two. You'll be fine.
Mandatory customer service work.
Ugh.
That's fair though. I think that was one of my favorite things, because when I did all my service hours, most of the time I did by myself. for I think my first 3 years. Like I don't remember doing it with a single other person. And then when I was a senior, those 50 hours I did them all at one place. And I did it with a bunch of other kids I went to high school with. And so it's just the biggest mess ever. Like we would just mess around the entire day for like 5 hours at a time. And then we'd all eat like pizza or like Panera bagels or something. And then we'd just go home. And it was so fun. And then we were just like we would just do service. It's so simple.
I think in either 7th or 8th grade, I faked my service hours.
I think I might have one of my years. That's why I'm trying to remember what I did for
I
sophomore
definitely
and
did.
junior year, and I like can't remember because I don't think I did them.
Which
is really shifty.
I also built homes, or I was like building homes for in like the bad neighborhoods, I guess.
Well, like Habitat for Humanity, or
no, it was I think it was called West Side Ministries.
Okay.
And it was just kind of it was cool. Like I basically hung drywall most of the time, and I saw a whole bunch of machines I didn't know existed, which was also cool.
Cool.
And then they fed us Fritos and water bottles.
Yeah, that's about the average meal for a drywaller.
They might have.
There weren't even like full-size bags of Cheetos or Fritos.
No.
They were like in the hand size, like you get them out of a grab bag.
They literally were the fun-size bags. Like just a little box of them.
Somebody went through and ate all of the Doritos, and then all they had left was Fritos, so you had to eat them.
Original Lay's chips because my fingers weren't oily enough.
Because nothing tastes better with greasy potato chips than drywall dust.
That's the average diet of a drywaller right there.
I did something else and I can't remember it either. Like I did a separate service opportunity and I cannot remember it for the life of me. But
it's a good experience to have. Like I'm glad I did it. I'm glad my school made me do it because it's
cool.
It puts you in a lot of situations you might never expect to be in.
Yeah.
Like especially for some of the kids that I mean, Mike probably had all these rich kids too that we went to high school with. Like we went to high school with a bunch of rich people, and some of them, when you saw them and like the things that they were doing, you'd be like, yeah, you would have expected this from this kid. Like, it's good. It's like the public or the customer service thing that you were talking about, Tyler. It's just good experience to have because it's really unique.
Yeah,
but it's also not unique because a lot of people do it, I guess. So maybe
you hit on a point I kind of want to touch on here. Is
Don't
just
touch
rich
my points.
Rich kids. Can I rant about rich kids?
Please.
Get on it, bud.
I played hockey with a guy who got a full ride to Bentley to play D1 hockey at Bentley. A very good school. All right.
Okay.
Shitty hockey team.
Yeah, they're bad, but still, Division 1 hockey. It's not bad. But
One would say the
ride.
first.
And he turned it down because he didn't feel like going to college and he didn't want like the strictness of playing D1 hockey. So he went and like didn't go to school and played hockey for the Philadelphia Junior Flyers Junior B hockey team. And
that's bad hockey, by the way, Tyler.
Thank you.
Very bad hockey. He just did that and he's like, yeah, I just kind of want to like drink beer and hang with the boys because his dad was rich enough to where it didn't matter and he could just do that. Can you imagine just like turning down a full scholarship to an awesome college just because your dad's rich enough and you can?
Ah, the dream.
Put yourself in those shoes just like 1 second.
I don't know how.
There's like some people that like their parents own a business or something, right? And then they're like, all right, all I have to do is go to college for 4 years. I don't even have to like pick a major because I know I'm going to take over this business one day. Like that must be so nice that you know you're just going to have an income because you're just going to work at a business your parents own and then you're just going to like take it over one day and then you're going to have all that to worry about.
I'm not going to lie to you.
No, that's happening.
I would rather be in my position than be in that position because I could
100%.
I don't know, man.
I could not run a company. I couldn't do it. Like, can you imagine tanking like a big company? I would. Like, I would totally tank it.
Well, I mean, I guess if you had
a weird intention to have, but
well, like, I wouldn't. I couldn't run a business, you know. Like, I would just rather just do my job.
That's fine though. Like, some people don't want to do that, or like don't have the skills to do that even.
Just
I'm
like some people just aren't ready for college.
Yeah, it's like college. Some people just don't have what it takes to get through college, and none of us knew somebody like that, right?
So like half of the people in Kohl Hall are first year or first semester.
Yeah. That's
I
so
didn't even
true,
get
yeah.
that.
Did
That was
everyone
amazing.
drop out?
I can't remember a single person that we don't personally know that graduated.
I can think of a few actually, believe it or not. But
Maybe
let's dox them
2.
all.
Maybe 2.
One of them was they were all nerds. They weren't like the Kohl Halls.
Ah.
Of the Kohl Hall people that you think of when you think of Kohl Hall, our floor, they weren't part of that group.
Yeah, that floor sucked. We had such a loud floor. I hated that.
There's
People
that.
longboarding.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's that
Down
one
the hall.
surfer
I was
guy
just
just
gonna say, like, people
longboarding.
just skateboard like down our halls, and we're just like, oh, okay. I remember
And
one
then
time
some-
we came out and there was somebody playing golf. I was like, what are you doing? Like, people live here.
And one of
Like,
the
why are you
tenants
playing golf right now?
One of the tenants was dating an RA.
Yeah.
Secretly, of course.
Yeah,
No,
secretly.
it wasn't.
Oh wait, no, she wasn't even.
She was an
She-
RA, but she was an RA.
Yeah, that's why it was
on our
okay
floor.
because they were separated. They weren't technically in the bed. Like,
Also, how weird was that? That you could just like see down, like the floor like was shared half boy, half girl. Because
yeah,
like the showers were still in plain view of each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
yeah.
It wasn't great.
there wasn't like the
They
purpose
didn't
of
try their best.
let's say dividing the boys and girls didn't seem to help because there was still one hallway. Stopping the boys at halfway doesn't.
Yeah, the only way you would know you were in like the boy or girl section was just there was a staircase, and on one side was where all the males were, and the other was female. Like it didn't,
Yeah,
and you could still
should-
look down there. Like it didn't do anything.
I thought it was normal to stagger the floors, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why that was so difficult.
They did stagger the floors, like they split it in half, and then they alternated. So like below us and above us,
But that
'cause
doesn't
we were on the
effectively
second
nothing.
floor.
Like,
Were
how does that help
girls.
alternating? You know what I mean? Like
I
that
don't
didn't change
know, man.
anything.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like
It was built in like
What
the
is the
30s. Who knows,
difference?
man?
it's like a 70-foot walk versus like a 15-foot walk, maybe, if you
Ooh.
are committed to doing some out of marriage wedlock
What?
debauchery.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I'm sorry.
You just went off a weird tangent there, man.
All the males distracting everybody with their shoulders.
Obscure reference,
Dude.
but a good one.
It's just too much.
So, can we also acknowledge how much distaste we had for everybody at Centennial? Like, it was just like a campus-wide thing. If you stayed at Centennial, everyone hated you.
Yeah, they all sucked. Every single one.
We were all so jealous that we hated them.
Yeah, they had AC.
No, like it wasn't even like I
It was
I
a
never
sense of
understood
entitlement
it.
they all had.
like I had people that in high school were like that to me. I don't know if you had that, Mike. I don't know the other people you interacted with, but like I had people from my old school who I would talk to, and they used to like rip on me. They're like, "Oh, like you're so privileged. Like you get to go to this nice school," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And then it happened to us where we were like, "Oh, you got the air conditioning," and I'm like, "I don't like you for that." And I totally get it now, and I'm like, that's the terrible thing to get, but like I get why it happens, because we just had like, why did we dislike them so much?
Oh, it was simple because it was 110 degrees in our dorm, and they were all they didn't look like they were just in pools of sweat at all times. So
'Cause
they
we
were
had to
better
sleep
than
on-
us.
We had to sleep on couches in the basement of our dorm just to stay cold.
Or just get away from our creepy roommates.
I don't know. I had a good experience in college. I didn't really have any rough ones.
I mean, my only rough one was, Cameron, but
When someone was rough in one when you walked in.
yeah, repeatedly.
He didn't. Wait, did he not stop?
He
If I
did
remember
not
right?
stop. It went multiple different times. I think it only made him more bold.
You think you'd learn the lesson after a while, you know? You think you'd be like, hey, maybe I should like wait until I
Can we
know
give
he's gonna
vague
be gone.
context on the guy that you walked in masturbating on?
I mean, what context do you need?
He was
Like-
a wicked.
Oh yeah, You know, that part just kind of completely went out of my brain because I was more focused on the fact they would not stop jerking off in front of me.
That was like the most mundane part of his personality.
Like, if that was it, that'd just be like a cool kind of post-it note, like, fun fact about me. But no,
And he celebrates witchery.
If you had to do any more icebreakers in college, it would have been that bad. No, what was the most embarrassing thing is I had the yeahs in my playlist, and we were in the lobby like we always were, like just downstairs, just doing shit, jamming, and then camera comes up,
mucking about,
and then he's like, "Oh, I love this music," and I got offended. Like I immediately went on my back foot. I'm like, all right,
just deleted it.
Let me just take the yeahs off my playlist. Sorry about that, everybody. I actually, in future icebreakers, started using all of Cameron's tropes for my tropes.
Wait.
I kind of used his personality. And
wouldn't recommend,
but conversation started.
And Ender.
Hey, what's up, guys? I like to kill my roommate's fish.
Oh yeah.
God.
It's just a thing I like to do. It's just like a little quirk.
You know, what's funny is hearing you guys talk about him is bringing up memories I had repressed. I had forgotten I even bought a fish.
You can unrepress them. I'm for the internet.
Can we also talk about the time when his parents came up and apologized to you?
That was the
Did
first.
they really?
That was the very first interaction I ever had with him. I moved all my stuff in, and then he comes in like a couple hours late, and he just kind of sits in the corner, and his parents move everything in for him. So my first thought was, all right, it's kind of weird, whatever. And then his mom kind of does a little hand gesture to me, takes me out into the little hallway, and she just says, looking dead at me in the eyes, "I'm so sorry you were his roommate." And then they left. And I just kind of, I stood there for a good couple minutes, just like, what? What does that mean?
So, I think the funnier thing is that there's two sides to that coin. There's the coin where you're terrified now, and then you walk into a guy masturbating or watching a Wiccan masturbate. Then there's the other side of the coin where they held a fucking party outside Kohl Hall as soon as they left.
I mean, my first thought,
the parents?
Yeah.
We're finally free of him. But I generally try to think the best of people. So I just thought, all right, the parents are assholes, whatever. He hasn't really done anything yet. It's fine. Within a week, I knew they were right, and that apology was deserved.
I'm so glad freshman year I didn't have to just walk into a room and see somebody I didn't know and then have to live with them.
I was gonna go there too, because the only advice I ever got about going away to school was don't room with somebody you know.
Yeah, because you'll find out things you don't want to know about them.
Well, he's don't room with somebody you know because you're gonna end up hating them. And then I saw all these horror stories of just people after person after person after person just getting the shittiest fucking draw. Even Tilly, his first year, never said a word to his actual roommate.
I was gonna say, other than you guys, every one of us in our friend group had a horrible roommate experience.
That's what I mean. And Mark and I went into college together, yeah, we're gonna be roommates and we're gonna ignore all this advice, and it worked out absolutely seamlessly.
It was perfect. We didn't have a single problem.
I mean,
we would get drunk and yell at each other sometimes, but that was just par for the course.
It was just we weren't mad though. We were just doing it because we knew it.
You were just goofy.
We were getting mad at each other.
I had an opinion, and I was right, and I needed to vocalize that I was right louder than you were vocalizing that you were right. And I think you probably had a similar.
And we were both right.
An immovable object meets an unstoppable force.
I think my favorite argument we had that, now looking back on it, was entirely stupid because we were actually both right, was the "hey man" argument.
Okay, we couldn't. Something
we couldn't. It was so funny.
That one dragged.
We were sitting there.
Wait. There's people on this call. Listen to the song "Hey Man" by I Could See Mountains,
okay,
and tell me if two people are singing the chorus or not.
Oh
because
my god, so funny.
so how it started, I will give context because I remember it very vividly because it sticks starkly in my brain.
Of course you
Best
do.
arguments.
So in the chorus they sing, "I'm not paying for the room upstairs." Okay, that's how it starts, and then it
Okay.
continues. And then I sang it one time, and Mark said, "Why are you singing it that way?" And I kind of dismissed it, like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came up again, and like we were both singing the song, and we're like, "What the fuck are you like?" We were just like really confused. And I was singing the low part of the song, and Mark was singing this high pitch that I'm like, "What is he doing? Like that's not even close to how the song like sounds."
Interesting.
And we listened to the song over and over and over again. Or like, dude, I don't know. Like I'm here, I'm listening to it. We're both here listening to the same song, and we're both hearing different things. And it took like years, like I mean actual years, for us to understand that there were two people singing the same chorus at the same time in two very different ways. But it was like so layered that it like meshed. So like we didn't even hear the other one because we were so focused on the one we were hearing. So like Mark would always sing the one and I'd sing the other. We'd get mad at each other, like stop doing that.
That's interesting. Okay.
We had to stop listening to the song for a year because we would just fight about it every time it came out. We're like, oh, here we go again.
Like,
and neither one of us was gonna back down.
It was like all the evidence was on the table, and we still couldn't do anything else to like subside that. Like I hear this, you hear that. It was literally.
I don't even know how we figured it out. Like
white dress kind of thing. Like.
I don't know how we figured it out too. Like I think we were just sitting there one day, and then we were like, "Oh my god, I hear it now."
I think I heard it one day, and I was mad about it. Like I was mad.
Like we wasted all that time, and now that song is a story attached to it forever.
I was mad that you weren't wrong.
You were mad at the possibility of you being wrong.
No. See, I know I wasn't wrong from the start. Mark knew he wasn't wrong from the start, but then I knew Mark wasn't wrong, and I got mad about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's the way she goes, boys. I just find it funny that other than you guys, like every one of us had a bad roommate experience. Like I started with Cameron, Tilly started with Q-John, Tom started with Tim,
so that was,
and then Tristan started with Toriano, and then I started with Tristan.
So, oh boy, dude, I don't know. You picked that one. I blame you.
Yeah, it was that or Cameron, the chronic masturbator. So choices were pretty clear for me.
I want to ask the group. Tyler, I don't know, you might have nested opinions. Would you rather room with Toriano or Cameron?
Huh.
That's tough, right? Like, that smell is what I'm thinking of right now. I couldn't live with that. I'm going Cameron.
You see...
No, I know. I don't know. I don't have the experiences you do, but I couldn't live in that stench. It's like...
Yeah, but
I would feel like I'm...
But the problem is,
Louisiana, like that, it feels heavy, like his scent.
Yeah, see, the problem is they're both very stinky individuals, but it's a different level. Toriano, it's heavy, like it's oppressive, like it feels like you're walking into a wall. But Cameron, it permeates, it infects everything in a radius, so everything smells like him. I lost my sense of smell for that year from that asshole. I can't even remember.
Why were you smelling his asshole?
Yeah, you gotta keep away from those.
We were in tiny rooms, man.
Those were tiny rooms. Oh god, hi Cat.
Those rooms were not as cool as the ones we had second year.
Yeah, I liked Mac way better. Mostly because I wasn't rooming with Cameron.
I think I like Kohl better.
Why's that?
I don't know. Mac was neat, but I don't know. Something about Kohl, it rubbed me the right way.
We did have a pretty cool setup.
Yeah.
We did.
We were all kind of like right next to each other.
Yeah, well, we were right next to each other in Mac.
Oh yeah, we did it on purpose.
No, but I do understand like what you're kind of saying about Kohl. Like,
I don't know, the late nights at of Kingdom Hearts going like it'd be like 3:15 in the morning, and we'd all at 8
a.m. I think it was circumstances.
Yeah, I think it's just because like none of us really had like jobs as well as college. I don't know.
Hey, speak for yourself, man.
Yeah, that killed it for me, but
I didn't have a job.
I didn't have a job in college. I had a job away from college until I had one senior year.
Right, yeah,
Like,
you were still working at the liquor store or something, weren't you?
yeah, I was still working at the
Liquor?
beer store.
I hardly know her.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Hey, Tyler, something quesadilla.
A whole case.
Sounds
Yeah, so
delicious.
I never actually worked at college, which was cool. Until senior year, I worked 15 hours a week. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
From my
Wow, dude.
from my dorm, and they never even gave me anything to do.
And you never even worked.
Okay, I did some work.
You know,
Just turned
Wait.
the computer on and played.
Okay, most of
That's what he does
most
now.
of the time- Hey guys, they pay me.
It still doesn't change the fact you don't do anything.
Hey,
That's okay. I care very little about my job, and now that's all I do as well. Is just play Xbox.
no, I don't do that though. I
He
swear.
plays Steam.
It's
Come
okay,
on.
Mike. You're not alone. I do the same thing as you.
We are
No,
equals
in this
here.
together.
I don't do that though. I promise.
You and I are the same. We're on the same footing right now.
We are equals.
The
Brothers, perhaps.
Other game I wanted to talk about that
Jesus
picked up.
fucking Christ, Pino. Sorry, she keeps scrambling. So she jumps up onto the bed, and like at the bottom of a mattress, like when there's no sheets on it, there's like that tag that's like really wide,
Mhm.
like just shows the logo or whatever of the mattress. And she lands on that, and she can't claw into it.
So she
So she like scrambles.
skitters. Yep.
And yeah, and it scares the. Like I'm sitting on my guest bed right now, and it scares the fucking shit out of me. And she keeps doing it.
That's the best part of a cat. They're just zooming all the time.
Have you guys seen anybody play Among Us?
I have.
I have not.
That looks stupid fun.
Yeah. That's like a
So,
8-year-old
do you
game
want it,
that-
Or do you want me to
No,
explain
I,
it to you?
I need an explanation, please.
Have you
Alright,
heard
so
of
this
Salem
game
Witch
is like
Trials?
8 years old.
I was talking to Mark, Tyler. Shut the fuck up.
Oh. Okay.
Also, what do you mean the Salem Witch Trials? What the hell are you talking about?
The game.
You're thinking of Town of Salem.
That's what I'm. Yeah, whatever. It's that, but in space. Hey, it got.
No,
Not that.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
It's way
You know
more
the
fun.
Salem witch trials? Yeah, forget all that. But Salem, you know that, right?
Yeah. Hey, it got the point
not
across,
anyways.
didn't it?
So, you're these little spacemen, and you have no arms, and you
That's
run
important.
around, and basically, you can play with, I think, as many as 12 people, maybe 10 people, but there's this, like, a player that's the imposter, and you go around, and if you're the imposter, you try and kill people, and you can, like, sabotage different parts of the ship to make people, like, run there, and, like, stuff like that. And you have to basically kill everyone, or, like, convince other people that somebody else is the imposter, and then if you're a crewmate, what you're trying to do is obviously figure out who the imposter is so they don't get you. But you also have, like, tasks that you can do, so you can, like, go and, like, connect wires and, like, shoot rocks in
Yeah.
space, and
Like,
you basically just
fix the
run
lighting,
around
you know,
until
stuff
you
like
figure
that.
out who the bad guy is, or they kill everybody. And it doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but it's
The best
really
part of the
cool
game
because
is anytime someone finds a body, it kind of forces everyone into the same group call, and you have to.
yeah,
There's
so
like no
you
hint
can
saying
do
who
it-
did it, but you got to convince other people either you did do it or you didn't or someone else did.
Okay, that sounds sick, but can I really? I need a tangent here. So, have you guys ever heard of the game The Slasher?
Maybe.
No.
Okay, it's an old web game from teennick.com.
I feel like you and I just talked about this.
We probably did, but it's
It
really,
sounds
really
really
relevant.
familiar.
So it's a web game, and you log in, you get put in a lobby, and the lobby starts, and you all get assigned a role. You're either like the camp leader, you're the whatever, like there's a whole bunch of random roles, and one of you gets designated as the slasher, and then all the chat rooms open. You can IM everybody as soon as the round starts, and you start talking. You start trying to convince people who you are. You could say your role leader, or like I don't know. I literally forgot all the roles, but you just talk to people and you just start telling them stuff. And if you're the slasher, obviously you want to like go incognito,
Yeah.
and the slasher gets to kill one person every round, and the round lasts a few minutes or whatever, and you talk, and it's also teennick.com, so I'm pretty sure everyone who's using it is like a pseudo dating site.
Actually,
But
it was like 40, but it's whatever.
yeah,
You
and
just,
I was like 8 or 9. My sisters were at that age.
Gotcha.
you just
so I
perfectly
made
described Town of Salem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is
So it's not.
exactly what Town of Salem is.
I'm not done yet though. So like you
Or
talk
Trouble in
and
Terrorist Town.
I'm not done yet. So you talk and what you do like and then the round ends and one person dies. Like the slasher kills one person, and then again like the round starts and they tell you who they killed, like what role it was and everything.
Mm.
And okay, maybe I did perfectly describe it, but
Yeah,
it's not like that's what exactly. That's exactly what it was, and it was sick, and I played it a lot, and that was over 10 years ago, and that terrifies me.
Boy, do I have a game for you.
So that was
It's called
Town of
Among
Salem.
Us.
This one's a little bit different because it's not rounds. Like
Yeah.
in Among
Yeah,
Us, you
this was
literally
like a
just
weapon
run
race.
around.
There was no
Yeah, like-
controls. It was literally you just click people's names and stuff.
Yeah, this is like you actually run around. It's like I don't know what that style is called actually. Like I don't know. Like, it's not like third person, like top down gaming.
Yeah.
It's top down.
It's a 2D kind of. Well, no, it's not. 2.5D. I don't know.
It's a fun game though.
Yeah.
The
And
issue
it's like
is you need
$5,
to get enough people to play it.
which we don't.
Oh,
have.
is it private lobbies only?
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
No. You can do publics, but it's not fun if you're just playing with random people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is for some people. But that game looks really fun.
And the best part is like it's $5. So I mean.
Oh,
It's
really?
Yeah, it's wicked cheap on Steam. If you want to get it, maybe I can convince
Yeah.
you to.
No, 5 up. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'll do that.
Cool.
I didn't get it yet, so maybe I'll do that right now.
Sounds like a plan.
I just saw something that I want to question.
Sure.
What's up with like those people who stick the pieces of paper in their ears and then light them on fire and then the wax comes out? How does that work?
What?
Wait, you got to take a lot of steps back.
Yeah. Huh?
So there's, you guys don't know what that is?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you roll up a piece of paper. I think it's like special paper, like it burns slower, and then you put it in your ear, so it's like a really thin cone shape, and then you light the end of it on fire, the end that's not in your ear, and then it burns down, and then eventually you like blow it out, obviously before it burns you, and it's supposed to like take all of the wax out of your ear, and it like pulls it into the paper somehow. But by the rules of gravity, I don't know how that works.
Okay, so the practice
So
is
I was
called
curious if maybe you guys knew.
ear candling.
Yeah,
Ear
actually,
candle.
I know
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I can explain how it works, and I haven't Googled it.
I've Googled it, and the top result is don't do it.
Heat physics.
Yeah, because heat consumes oxygen, which is in your ears, so it's a suctioning tactic. It pulls all the air out of your ears, which inherently creates a suction, like a vacuum in your ear, and it pulls the wax out. So that's really literally what it is.
It's one of those things I really want to try one single time and never touch it again because it probably is going to creep me out.
So from what I'm reading is don't do it. It causes way more damage than actually.
Yeah, because you're pulling oxygen out of your fucking head.
Yeah, that and the earwax
Shit's
that
fine.
like it supposedly burns. What they find is it's mostly just wax from the candle that's melting in your ear instead of it
So do you
melting.
put an actual candle in your ear?
You know
I thought it was
what?
paper.
Also, so Mark, if you think it's something you want to try once, try Navage once.
No. I didn't say I want to try Navage.
You gotta try Navage. Navage. Dude, okay, can we tangent for 1 second? Just to be, the actress that they picked for that, they didn't wait any time. Oh, ha! They didn't any time
Go ahead.
between her using Navage and them filming her talking about Navage, because her eyes are fucking watering something fierce. Like she's literally crying, saying, "I use Navage all the time. It's great."
She's like when I see people running and they're like, "Oh, I love running," but they look like they're about to die from how much pain they're
Yeah,
in
look,
running, and I'm like,
like-
"This is fun to you? You like
the
this?"
thing is it wasn't her fault. It was the people who didn't wait just a few fucking minutes to ask her if she liked Navage.
What is Navage?
Because
Okay,
she's
so
a
you know,
paid actress.
do-
They don't have to wait. They just
do you
tell
know-
her.
do you know what neti pot is, Tyler?
Yeah, it's the nose thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. You put your tea kettle thing in one nose,
Yeah,
one
and it's
nostril,
supposed
it comes
to
out the other.
flush out. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Navage
Sounds
is, except
awful.
that's what a Navage is, and it's just two little plugs you put your nostrils on, and it does that for you. Like it shoots water up one nostril and sucks it out the
That
other.
sounds nightmarish.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Do you have a fear of
I think-
drowning? You will after this.
I think the part that scares me the most is that it sucks the water out of your nose.
I don't know that. I don't actually know that. I don't. I
Like,
think
what
it's
if
just
a little-
blood pressure.
What if a little brain comes out?
Well, I mean, how would you know, right?
Maybe it
Because
was.
you'd see it.
Nah, you'd
It's
forget.
brain.
It's fine.
Well, maybe that's like the depression part of the brain. No, it's
Yeah,
gone.
or the
feel
happy
depression.
part.
I don't think depression's localized to
Where's the
one
happy
part
part?
of the
Depressed?
right-
Just smile,
right at
idiot.
the other end of your nostril.
It could be. You don't know that. Show me your science
Are you
degree.
depressed?
And come back.
Just stop.
Quick
Depressed?
lobotomy might do it.
Smile, you idiot. It's that easy. So, what have you guys been
Alright.
up to the past couple weeks? It's been a while since we've done a podcast.
Far Cry.
Smoking weed every day.
Far Cry,
Smoke
eh?
weed every day. Yeah, Far Cry 5.
Huh. How was it? I've heard mixed.
I like it.
Very fun.
I was so like I sold Mark on it because I liked it, and
It took a lot of effort for him to
it-
sell it.
It didn't. I sent like 4 text messages.
That
One
sounds
was the
about right.
intro, one was the body, or sorry, 2 are the body, and 1 was the conclusion.
But you're supposed to have 3 bodies, though, so, I mean, can't really give you full marks for this essay.
Well, it worked, so go fuck yourself.
Ah,
And yeah, it's fun. It seems a little non-detailed, if that makes sense. Like just kind of like the world's just a little generic, like.
Right.
But that's fine. Like I don't dock for that, because I'm comparing it to Red Dead, and nothing is the Red Dead world. Nothing has ever been the Red Dead world.
Is it a
I've
game
had
where
a
you
lot of
kind
fun
of
with it.
need to have, like, another person playing with you to have fun with it, or is it...
No. You can have a lot of fun by yourself, but it is very much improved by having someone with you.
Gotcha.
Like you can have plenty of there's plenty of entertainment to be had on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and I found a truck.
Yeah, it's so silly when you're with other people. It's like Tyler, us with that our boat in Red Dead.
Pirates off the starboard bow.
It was a horse body, a horse corpse.
Yeah.
It was a floating horse corpse. Tyler's sitting on one end, I'm sitting on the other. Tyler's pirates off the port bow.
It was the cops.
And we're just shooting at everything in sight, floating around a river on a dead horse. That was one of the sillier things we've done.
One day we'll make it to that goddamn prison. One day.
Also,
damn it.
nothing
That was
has.
scored.
Oh, fuck you. Nothing has ever been as fun as lassoing that guy repeatedly and him hate mailing us because he killed us every now and then. And like, dude, you don't get it. The game is to lasso you.
Yeah, he kept calling us, like,
shoot you.
scrubs and shit. Like, how...
Yeah, he's like, I killed you, and you're like, yeah, that makes sense because we're tackling you, and you're using
With a
gun.
rope.
And you're using a.
You know what they
gun.
say? Never bring a rope to a gunfight.
Well,
But
we
the thing
proved him
was-
wrong, so...
Tyler and I had like this amazing tactic. It's not a new one. It's been used a few times before. Where Tyler would run in first, and then I would run in second.
You would basically just run right behind me. I'd soak up all the bullets and die, and as he's reloading, suddenly you're there to tackle him.
Yeah, and this dude.
I think I showed up for the like second or third installment of that because I remember you
Of the
guys
saga.
explained it to me, and then you guys were like, "Oh my god, he's online," and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Well, let's do it. let's get to it."
The kid continued to hate Mel Tyler afterwards. Like after it had all
I think he
transpired.
got me a few times too. I need to
He
check
was-
my ex.
Still so mad about it that he kept hate mailing.
The best part was, like, because during that time, like, there was just a chance of when you go onto online, you just be put in your own lobby and no one else could join you or whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So I'd just be dicking around, like, trying to get animals to sell for, like, new guns or whatever. And I'd just get a message from him, and then he would just appear in my world. He'd try to, like, dox me and shit. Like, weeks after we'd given up because it was kind of getting old, he would still do it.
Dude, the thing is we kicked his... As far as guns versus ropes go, we kicked his fucking ass. Yeah, we did right. Like, that dude got us, like, a few times.
I mean, the best part was we just get random other people to join with us and do it, too.
So, okay, I'm gonna back up because I don't know who will ever listen to this. For context, in Red Dead Redemption 2, after an online, like, lobby match of, like, a mini event or a game, you guys all get placed or dropped in the same area, and it causes, like, a fuckload of chaos because, you know, everyone's in the same place.
Especially after, like, a team deathmatch where you got really destroyed by someone, you want to fight them in the real...
So you take your day out on everyone around you. So what we started doing is we called ourselves the Rope Boys, and we started just tackling strangers and hog-tying them, and then standing around them, just waving our ropes above our heads. And that was what we didn't kill anybody. We never did. And then eventually they'd break free and go on with their day. Like, we'd never actually kill anyone. Like, we wouldn't, like, victimize anybody that we'd keep doing it over and over again to. We'd just do it and then move on.
Yeah.
And inconvenience people.
Yeah.
Until they fought back, and then we just kept doing it to them.
And then we would keep doing it.
And then the moment somebody, like, antagonized against us, we would victimize them and just fucking ruin their day because they have to spend, like, 25 seconds smashing B to get out of the ropes. And so then this one kid specifically, like, there's a few times, like, there's a few different instances of this, but this one kid, like, was the best. And he would, like, you know, use guns to kill people who were running at him with ropes, and, you know, he would do it.
I just want to put a quick disclosure. This is a video game.
Yeah.
Video game. We're talking about a video game. Okay,
so
go ahead, Mike.
He would kill us sometimes, but then one of us.
A lot of times.
And, yeah, and he would be like hate mailing us because he had killed us by using guns.
Like he won.
Like yeah, like, you guys suck at this game, you fucking losers. Like, I don't think you understand. This is funny to us, and it's getting funnier with every message you send. And you'd be like, yeah, you say that, you fucking loser. And be like, I'm not sure if this kid's just trying to, like, get, like, you know, dig his feet in or anything.
Right.
But, like, it was just amazing because it kept going, and we kept just kicking his ass. And that dude probably spent, and I don't know if I'm exaggerating by saying he spent an hour smashing B that night.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and not only that night, but, like, the next 3 days, because he just kept joining our world.
That kid spent, like, upwards of an hour probably smashing B because of us. And he was like, yeah, you pussy.
It's like one of those things where you're like, hey, I need to get an apartment. And then you find one, free rent up in that kid's head. We have that place in lockdown.
We were living it up, and this kid was just like, it was the greatest thing ever.
Remember our tactic for getting him off his horse?
I don't.
So he quickly,
like, hey, get off your high horse.
He quickly figured out that a horse was faster than us running at him. Weird, right? So he would get on the horse and kind of do like donuts, just shooting at us while we couldn't get him. And he would move too fast for our lock-on to actually hit him. So one of us like would just start running in the opposite direction, and the horse would hit us, and every once in a while it would trip over us, and sending him flying. And then we'd run up and rope him before he could get back on the horse.
That reminds me, but I don't know if it's the same kid, but I remember you one time successfully put somebody on their own horse and made it flee. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. They got hog-tied, put on their own horse on the back of it, and then you fleed it. That was incredible. I've never been able to replicate that.
It's a very silly game.
It's the best and the worst.
Like, Red Dead Online is what you make of it. There's not a lot there, but
there's
if you make it
really
fun,
nothing there.
It's a fucking riot, though.
I mean, there's not a lot there. There's a ton there to do.
I mean, now,
that's the best part of
but
it.
at the time, there was nothing.
In Red Dead Online, inherently, it's the fun you make of it. If you enjoy just turning your brain off and riding a horse, killing some animals and stuff, it's great. And I do that a ton.
Times, eh?
I do that.
What playthrough are you at now?
Tom texted me a picture of a. Shut up. Tom texted me a picture of somebody who perfectly recreated the penguin in Red Dead, and then like.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
he texted that to me. Did he text that to all of us individually
Probably.
instead of a group chat?
No, I just saw it on my own.
But he texted that to me,
I also
and
just saw it.
I responded. I'm like, me skinning my 10,000th deer in Red Dead. They're like, people have too much time on their hands.
All right,
Mark, have you been playing any games?
just Far Cry.
Ah.
I finished up Assassin's Creed Odyssey a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
Well, rather, I finished
Thoughts?
up the Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC.
Ah.
So I beat the initial game a while ago, and then I was looking at they had like a season pass system, and it
For
was
a
like
single-player
6
game.
episodes. There's like 2 different DLCs, 3 episodes each. It's like 30 hours of gameplay in each DLC. So it was like an extra 60 hours of gameplay, and it was like $25 for each individual DLC, so like 25 and 25, or you could spend $20 and get both of them with the season pass. So I was like, yeah, I'll spend $20 on 60 hours of gameplay. And I played through it, and it was like some of the coolest gameplay I've ever played. Like, the one was really cool. It was about the first guy who used wrist blade, which I didn't understand because I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't that just Bayek from Origins?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bayek was the first, but I think Bayek actually might have been after Odyssey. I think Origins actually might have come after Odyssey, which doesn't make sense, but I could be wrong.
It doesn't.
And then the other one was in Atlantis. And it was really cool. So you went to Elysium. I don't know, maybe Tyler knows. I don't know how much you know about that stuff, Mike, like Greek mythology. I don't know if Tyler does, but so Elysium's like their heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And then you like muck around there for a little bit, and then you fall down to this hole, and then you're in Hades, and you like do stuff in Hades for a little bit, and then you go to Atlantis, and you're like the top dog in Atlantis, like you're like the head honcho police person, and then you just do stuff in there, and it was like so cool. Like it looked really good. Like the concept behind that was really good because for a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, they've been building this lore with the Isu.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the gods that created everything. And this game, this DLC, you actually got to like interact with them as opposed to just like seeing them in the stupid out of Animus stuff that always comes up.
Yeah, it was only cool once, and then
stuff's
they
the
just
worst.
overdid it.
Yeah, so it was really good. I like that. And then I switched on to Call of Duty for a little bit because I can't stay away from Call of Duty ever. And then ended up on. Oh, I played a little bit of golf too. Mike and I played some golf, but that's not a game you can really get hooked on, you know?
Preston seems to.
Oh yeah, how have you been doing with 2021 or 2K21?
I mean, I'm like concerned that I don't have the settings up high enough because I have like the skill competition at 90% and all of the like the 2 other sliders on hard, which is like the second highest.
Do you not play on?
No, I tried to one time. It took me like 20 minutes, and it still didn't find a match. I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this.
In 19,
yeah,
I played online constantly. I actually played online in 2K21 also a lot.
Yeah, I pretty much only played online with you.
Interesting.
It's more fun. I don't know if I like doing it with.
I actually don't think I've beaten you yet.
In the golf games?
Any of them? Yeah.
In real life.
There was one that I was gonna beat you, but I became an asshole because I was up by so much. I teed off, well, instead of putting it in, and then I lost.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the way it goes.
And
then I switched on over to Far Cry.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm gonna buy Among Us.
I probably will after this as well.
Yeah, I also might do that.
I've done a deep dive into the madness that is VR chat, and boy howdy.
No. Dude,
it's
okay?
It's been kind of really fun though.
Are you okay?
So you need us to call somebody?
No. So before the stream, I was planning on having the background just be like a looping Club Penguin dancing like loop, And the context for that was I found it really funny to set my avatar as like a Club Penguin thing, right? And I'll just go into people's worlds, and while they're all talking, I'll just kind of sit next to them. And since I'm a Club Penguin penguin, I'm a lot smaller than everyone else, and I'll just stare at them, and it's the funniest thing ever. Let me show you a picture of one. So I just joined this, like, there was these two Spanish guys. It's like the most weeb shit ever, and then here I am next to them, just there, and they lost their shit because one, they couldn't pronounce penguin because Spanish, which was really funny, but they're all just talking, and here's just me next to them, just staring. And it was
I don't like the friends you surround yourself with.
I don't know who they are
Do you
because
need someone? Are you okay?
I don't speak Spanish. But just hearing them lose their shit over just a random Club penguin just sitting behind them, I don't know, man. It was really funny. And that's what I've been doing because 2020's been weird, man.
Hey man, if you can't beat them, you apparently make yourself a penguin and join them.
Yeah, I gotta say, you have an odd way of coping with the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I've been like kind of teaching myself how to like make stuff in Unity, so that's where somehow I got from that to VR chat, but it's been a weird adventure.
An odd pivot.
I mean, yeah, because
you should pick up like woodworking.
Unity, let's be real though, Unity's a mess. Like, it's supposed to be easy, but I can code and I have no idea what's going on.
I cannot code, and I also don't know what's going on, but it somehow works. So
I have Unity installed, and I've opened it up, and I've built a game, and the game, like, it works, but it doesn't, like, it's not functional, obviously. Like, stuff moves and objects interact, but I don't know, like, I feel like I'm looking at it from the wrong way, or I used, like, the wrong tutorials, but I fucked it up hard, and I'm a software engineer professionally.
Yeah, semi-professionally.
Yeah, what?
Oh, yeah, whatever. Don't worry about it. I don't know. That's all I got. It's just.
I reckon that's a good place to end it then.
Yeah, just exploring the madness that is VR chat. Which, fuck, some weird shit in there, man.
I imagine it's literally VR chat.
I might make a stream out of it. I don't know. just sitting silently, observing.
I'd watch it.
Ryan Reeves has muffins on his mask.
Isn't Ryan Reeves suspended?
Yeah, that's why he's got muffins on his mask.
Muffin
because
button.
wearing a mask, I get it.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys doing or thinking of doing any streams anytime in the near future?
Last second plugs.
Actually, yes.
Uh-huh.
I can't.
I don't believe you.
So
Massacre.
what I wanted to do recently,
That broke.
I have like this urge to just start installing indie games and just muscling through them.
Like there's poop in my soup. Are you doing a stream of that?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've had a lot of fun with garbage indie games, so I'm thinking about just. I have been terrible at keeping promises in the past, so no promises. But it's a possibility. I'm just gonna start installing indie games and streaming them, and then just see how it goes.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Yeah, because like I've seen there's a lot of like ones that are just like 30 minutes of fun, so I can have 30 minutes of fun on a stream.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Yeah, I mean, like, it's not long time fun. I still don't play it. There's Poop in My Soup or Mr. President or anything like that. But
or Shower with Your Dad Simulator. Can't forget about that.
I never actually. Or What's Under Your Blanket?
Nah, that was it.
I never actually installed Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
You're missing out.
What's Under Your Blanket? No, I know exactly what it is. And I
that is a story worth being told. All right.
Oh yeah, play Apox Z.
No, I will never play Apox Z again in my life. I have because I have DayZ installed. Actual game.
Yeah, but what about Apoxy?
Apoxy was a fucking nightmare.
I think I had DayZ, and then I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play this.
That's
Oh,
how I
no.
am right now. It's currently on my Xbox, but I keep looking at it and I'm like, I don't know. Like,
I don't want to commit to it without like playing with somebody who knows what the hell's going on, because I think I'm just gonna run around and just get bored.
What game
no,
is this?
you're gonna Daisy.
Oh,
Okay, so
hey, I thought you were talking about like Apox or something.
okay, Apoxy is a cheap indie version of Daisy
Oh.
from the Xbox
Like,
market.
Oh.
The Xbox 360 marketplace indie
Ugh.
version.
I
Yeah,
used to play it back on 360 back in high school.
and because none of us could afford like buying a new game like Daisy, so
Was it
And
ba-
Apoxy was just also stupid fun. It was a very
Yeah.
fun game.
was it? Was it?
We made it fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, we did. We have a tendency to do that with bad games.
Remember Sonic 06?
Because we're fun people.
Okay,
That's why you should all come to our streams.
Yeah.
would like to sit here for 1 second and just talk about Sonic 06 and me being the only one who
to beat Silver.
Dude, everybody was passing the controller because you guys had all played the games before, I think. Or
Not me.
most of Yeah, okay, you weren't. I don't even know if you were there.
I don't think it was.
I was there for about 10 minutes.
Okay,
And then you left smartly.
You guys
And I
had-
said, yeah, this looks like something I don't want to do.
you
And
guys
then I
had
left.
all you guys had all played the game, and then you're like trying to beat Silver, and you couldn't fucking do it. And you guys knew the game, the mechanics, the things, like what to do, how to beat him.
One
And I
can
just
never
literally-
truly understand the mechanics of that mess.
I literally picked up the controller and just fucking did it first try. Never even heard of the game before we rented it, and I just fucking did it. And that was like after like 2 hours of trying to beat Silver, and I had never felt like more of like a walk off moment than that. Like that was like the highest I think I'll ever be when I just did it.
Drop
And
the
everyone-
controller, leave the room, just walk off into the sunset.
Like, it wasn't even that hard. Like all you had to do was bounce on his head and walk away from him. Like
No, the issue with him, and it didn't happen for you, luckily, was that he would just catch you in a stun lock.
skillfully, you mean? I'm
No,
sorry.
like, it didn't happen for you. I vividly remember because it was bullshit.
Wow. All these flavors, and you chose salt.
Yeah, he would catch you, throw you against a wall, which would knock out your rings, but before you hit the ground, he would pick you up and throw you again, instantly killing you. For you, it
Yes.
didn't happen, or he threw you into the wall, your ring would, like, go flying,
No.
but then
no,
it would
that's
get
the thing.
sucked back into you or something.
I never got grabbed. I literally just did it. Like it was like the cleanest shit. Like I felt like I just honestly like hammered a guitar solo. Like I just did it and it happened and nothing went wrong. And it just kind of like it was like the weirdest thing in the world. Like I just kept jumping on him and he just kept dying and I kept doing that.
Bullshit.
You were there.
I know! It's still bullshit.
It's, you saw it happen. I just picked it up, I riffed it, and I put it down.
Doesn't mean I have to believe it. You guys want to call it there?
I'll call it.
Alright, this was
There.
fun.
Mm.
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 Mm. Mm.